home. And it's been a while. Awesome. All right, so this is going to be kind of setting up the information for the Strange Manor game. This game is so fun looking. So I did put a link to the itch.io store. Strange Manor, copyright Aaron Drunick. Oh, my language is sucky. So what is exactly going on? Strange Manor is a storytelling game where you will create 3 characters called guests and guide them through a series of odd events with the hopes that they will survive more or less intact. Or not, because this is your story, and at any point you can choose to bend the rules or ignore them entirely to best suit the story. Even the news articles you read above is merely a suggestion. Feel free to devise your own backstory for the tale about to unfold. So it's just a fun little game where you have random weird people that end up in a random strange manor and stuff happens. So it's definitely set up as a solo game, but they do talk about how to do multiple people. And what my plan is I'm going to, not today, I'm going to set up what I need to set up. But initially on game 1, we will set up what the village is like, what each character is like, and the manor itself and the way it's set up. And then after that happens, oh, sorry, I'm kind of burpy. After that happens, I will, whoever's in chat, if anybody's in chat, if nobody's in chat, that's cool too. And I will just play out as if, I'll just pick 3 random stuffed animals and they get to be chat. It's okay if my crewmates are busy, and it's perfectly fine if my little space, I was about to say snails, but they're not snails. Grubs, my little space scrubs. I'm so sorry. Space grubs. Scrubs. See, that's kind of mean. If they're a little busy too. I mean, they're always busy. They're lurking, and that's their job, and that's perfectly fine. Oh, there we go. So what we're gonna do is just go through and figure out what needs to be done. I think constructing the manor. So basically, I'm gonna go point by point what we need to do. So this is like my cheat sheet too, because I'm kind of, if I don't do this, then I will just step all over myself while trying to game. So we need to, oh gosh. Construct manor. That is step 1. All right, and that's pretty easy enough. I actually have graph paper. Let me see if I can pull it up. Ooh, because I keep going back and forth on the overlay for the game. I mean, you'll see when I pull it up. This is all I have so far. And then I have myself. Looking very worried. So actually in each of these circles, bump, 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 I'm gonna have, I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a base side character portrait, because a lot of the stuff I was reading in this book, in this game, came from like the 1942, 1948, somewhere in that era. So I'm gonna do like little silhouette cutouts, and then depending on how they roll, I'll draw extra stuff on them, and I won't even make it shadow. Everybody is a shadow person, and then they get like accessories. I think that'll be fun. But the manor is gonna be set up on graph paper. I'm gonna try to make the graph paper look a little bit more aesthetic for what I'm doing. So that's the first part. That is constructing the manor. And I apologize if I don't get to chat very often. Nope, nobody's still in chat. Perfectly fine. Because I have to go back and forth between different tabs and my OBS. So I might be a little slow to answering stuff. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. Gosh darn it. Floor plan. All right, hold the graph paper lengthwise. Here's the stuff. Guest book. Okay, so then we have guest book. And guest book is going to be our different characters and their different traits. I'm actually going to come back over to my actual thing. Whoop. So you can see what I'm writing. Oop. All right. So guest book. And then under that it says renovations. Now returning to the floor plan, choose favorite rooms for your guests, marking them on the floor plan when the letter of their names. Guests can share favorite rooms. So everybody can have like, you know what? I really like the pantry. I'm gonna live here. And then you can add stuff to the rooms and stuff. So basically these people move into this place, probably like a boarding house, and they can be like, you know, actually, I really want to put a moose head over the toilet. That'd be fantastic. And the great thing is I'm going to try to draw it as best as I can. At least it's going to get me up to doing more backgrounds. Because I did do backgrounds recently for a really fun game that I made with a cohort, Max. And I did my darndest. But I definitely need to work on doing backgrounds. All right. And then logbook. Name your mayor. Okay, let's see. Guidebook. So the guidebook will have, let's see, guestbook. So let's see, a guidebook. Looks like it'll have, so village name. And then, oh gosh darn it, I can't remember the words. Description, thank you. Description. And then you will have, the rooms. Alright, let me fix this little bit up, because I have to slightly lean to make this draw. Oop. All right, you smaller. Go that way. Okay. Guidebook. Let's try not to be all. I know it's really hard for me to be straight, but we got to try this just for a little bit. Just for a tad bit. So the guidebook has the village name and then the rooms, and then the guest book will have character names. All right. And then you will have the manor. And the manor will have a name. That's when you know you're really fancy, is when your house has a name. Like, I don't know. There's gotta be some famous manor near me. Oh gosh, I don't know. I know of no manors in space. Let's look this up. List of manor houses. Finland, France, Germany. Oh my gosh, I am not even gonna try to say any of these words. The lord of a manor. So like, I'm just trying to make up words, but my brain is like, that's not an actual thing. And I'm like, yeah, and I can't find the real thing. Gosh darn it. Oh well. Hey, how are you doing, Dan? No worries, you get settled. I appreciate you showing up. And then playing as a group. Strange Manor doesn't have... The Strange Manor doesn't have to be a solitary experience. The game can be shared among up to 3 players. When creating a guest, assign a specific player to be in charge of their well-being. Take turns reading the events out loud, making choices, and even describing the troubles that follow. Each player should guide their chosen guest towards a pleasant end, even if that brings them into conflict with the others. Okay. So, it sounds so much fun. Just a heads up, Dan, I'm going back. I only have 2 screens, and I have like 3 programs I need to look at, so maybe I can fix this so it's a little bit more. Yeah, that made sense to no one but myself. All right, playing the Strange Manor. All right, now I need to figure out how the game is played. Playing the Strange Manor. That was really, the indication in that was really bad. Okay, so events. So this is all like stuff that needs to be just put down and that can be used. All right. Now this one's going to be called events. And this is how we run events. Let's see, by rolling a 1d6 and read the first A event list under the number. This can be anything from arrival of a troublesome neighbor to an unexplained rattle beneath the floorboards. Record the changes. The A event describes the floor plan, guidebook, and or guest book when appropriate. Okay, so... And then under each A event, you will find choices of B and C events. So 1d6 for A event. I can't spell to save my life. Event. Okay, I still can't spell, but... Oh, I guess... Nope, that's wrong. I was gonna smudge it with my finger. I've been writing so much on a whiteboard. Event. There we go. All right, let me pull OBS back up. Let's see. What do you say? Need you to tell me. Nope, I need you to not do that. Under each A event, you will choose a B or C event. You will find a choice of B or C event. So, possible B or C event. All right, and these will continue current scenarios, but possess special requirements that must be met first. Okay. Only if applicable. Applicable. Okay, I can't spell it, but I know the word. All right, so basically A events are like simple story playing, basic stuff. B and C has a greater chance of reward. And you aren't required to. You can always skip in B and C events by rolling the 1d6 to move on to the next A event. If you do indulge in the B or C event and still manage to survive, you still roll 1d to the next A to C event. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Lost and crossed. Lost does not mean deceased. Lost guests have merely left the manor and can't participate in its events. Okay. And then there's also destroyed rooms. Cool. Creating rooms, guests, and wrecks. Ooh, I haven't seen that word yet in this, so let's see what that is. Do not reuse room numbers, even if they were previously crossed out. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a hyperfixation on this. It's called The Room, and no, it's not what you think it is. It's called The Room, and it's a mini-series. It's also known as The Lost Room, but I remember it as The Room. Oh my gosh. So, I will describe this from the Wikipedia because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's like one of my favorite miniseries. Okay, there you are. Because this makes me think of it. So even though rooms in this game are crossed off and may be covered, they do not stop existing, quote unquote, or they're still in the logs, which is kind of cool. The Room is a 2006 supernatural television miniseries that aired on Sci-Fi, yay, channel in the United States. The series revolves around titular room and some of the everyday items the room possesses unusual powers. So basically, the room is the catalyst, and the items that leave the room are SCPs. Yay! This is actually a good timestamp for me to catch streams. Good to know, because I am going to be trying to stream on the weekends at this time, closer to like, not this week, but like on Saturdays or maybe Friday nights. But that's good to know, Dan. Sorry, I am going off on one of my favorite mini-series because I was going through the rules of the game so I can figure it out and write it down what I need to do. Hi, Avery! And basically, one of the things is, even if a room stops existing, you don't do a new number and then a new room. You cross it out and then keep going with room numbers because the room technically can still come back. And I was talking about The Lost Room, which is a sci-fi miniseries, and basically the room itself is a catalyst SCP, for lack of a better word, but it came out in 2006, and any of the objects that came out of the room actually have different powers and abilities. And oh my god, this is like my favorite miniseries. I love the acting. It's just so cheesy. I don't know how late I'll stay because it's late for me and I work in the morning. Oh no, that's okay. Thank you for coming, Avery. I really appreciate it. So I will go over quickly what I've gotten so far because it's not a whole lot. And I'll probably only be doing this for an hour because quiet time here is like in an hour. So, so we decided that we will be constructing the manor, guest book with the characters' names. I'm going to be making cute little, this is my work in progress still overlay for the game. I will be making really cute little shadow characters. And then when we know what kind of character you are, I'm going to draw on like actual stuff. So like the person themselves is a shadow, but their clothes and their accessories are not. And then we have the manor and the manor name. And then we have the guidebook is going to be the village name and the description and then the rooms. Yeah, I work second shift through the week, sometimes on weekends. So it's a slot. I would never be working during a stream. Okay, good to know. So, because yeah, I know a lot of people, either it's like really early or really late is better for some people. My only issue is because since I live in space and I'm not sure who else is around and who can hear me at this time of existence, I don't like to stream very late, or I totally would. All right, and then events. This is how we play the game. So you have events. Oh, also characters or guests have a special room and you can add stuff to the room. So that's something else I can draw. I will pull up the book so you guys can see it. Ooh, yeah, no, this is going to be super fun. I am really excited. There we go. Oh, I'm looking at this. It's one of my favorite mini-series. It's this one and the 10th Kingdom. All right, to this. So yeah, so basically an example setup is going to be like rooms like this. And then you have the different rooms, the guest book. And anybody who leaves is I forget what they called it. It's further down here. Ruling an event. Wait, survive. Oh, lost. So lost doesn't mean deceased. A lost guest can merely leave the manor. Creating rooms, guests, and recs. I think that's where I was right now. Do not reuse room numbers. Some events will instruct you to create a rec. These follow almost the same creation rules as rooms, but instead of a number, mark them with a letter. They do not count towards your room total, but they can be used for events and are destroyed in the same manner. Yep. And then traits, talents, types. And this is for each of the characters, and I think over time you can get extra stuff, and then checks. Yep. So it's a very simple rolling game, and I am so excited. It's going to give you guys a lot of different types of characters to play with as well. Okay. 6-3 my time. I mean, I'm always up for anthro characters, but I think human and anthro will work. I'm gonna go off of, since this is supposed to be a spooky game though, nobody magical or anything like that. So yeah, I think we'll do that because I like anthros, and of course I'm a furry. So I don't mind if people play as anthros. Creatures, yeah. So that, but we'll have to see, because a lot of the extra stuff that I was seeing, let me change back, was also talking about that it takes place in like 1942 to like 1948. Some of the games in here, so it's supposed to be like an early manor, so not like a nowadays manor. So there's a lot of you know, like no cell phones, no nothing like that. Everybody gets to wear spiffy clothes. I'm kind of excited. But we can definitely have humans and animals. Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean watch The Lost Room? Yay! I absolutely adore it. I really like a good sci-fi film. I mean, duh. I love sci-fi. Sci-fi, I think I like sci-fi more than I like horror, but it's hard to find good sci-fi. It's hard to find good sci-fi that's not just a fantasy, you know, like projecting a fantasy. But usually if you do, it's usually bound with other things. I am excited. All right, what else do I need to show off? And then we'll work towards a few things. Oh, I guess I can show you guys the main. I like the little main little image they got. I'm excited. It's gonna be so much fun. I used to live on the Sci-Fi Channel as a kid. Yeah. I'm hoping to have the overlay actually finished by Sunday. Niet. I have to go fight a cat. Pardon me. Somebody was getting into a bag they're not supposed to be in. I am so excited. So yeah, and then there's like all these different series of strange events. If we can take a quick look at, yeah, and then like when you roll the room, there's all these cool little shapes. We're gonna go down to a random one. So like a prison, the landlord turns the manor partially into a prison. Draw a dotted line across the manor to divide it in half. So just random stuff. The limb. Take a lost guess, even one crossed out, and bring them back. A limb or organ has been replaced with something else. Remove all their traits. If the limb guess passes a check, they may do more. If the limb if the limb guess fails a check, they may seek more mods. So, a lot of really random stuff. I have a character idea for this setting. Cool. Well, I am gonna be rolling for we do have a roll for that way people get to like play new characters. So I will let everybody like choose a character, but then we will have like random characters since people are supposed to like die or stop existing, or let's go up here. So we actually do have a guest book, and I will have everybody who plays actually role traits. So you have like guest talent, priest, artist, journalist, sleuth, chef, medic, hunter, mechanic, sailor, soldier. So there will be some randomness to the characters. Probably for our last game, I will let people choose what they want, but I think for a good portion of the game, we are going to be very random. So I had my D&D chat after stream, and I found out, unfortunately, too much, and so does my character, but I can't tell anyone. Oh no, that's fair. I am down for rolling characters too. Yeah. So definitely we'll roll characters, and then we'll definitely like choose a character afterwards, which I think will be fun. Especially for like a last hurrah. That always sucks when you know a whole lot about a game. That is fun, yes. So, oh, wrong button. There we go. Nope, wrong button. I was on the right button. I was going to do a bunch of, for the overlay, I was going to do a bunch of sepia. And then kind of brick with, I mean, I'll do better bricks than this. But like, bricks with maybe some moss or whatnot. So let's see the table so I can do some rolling. Well, not to start with. We're going to play the game of silly. I did drop the link to the itch.io if you want to practice some rolls there. But we're going to wait until we actually do the game. So, since it's going to be like every time somebody dies or becomes lost. So no jumping the gun, Dan. You're like, but I wanna. I am a bunny and I want to do it. I don't know though if I was also thinking about trying to find some old like vintage photos. Not I mean, just to have in the area. Oh, the graph paper, by the way, is going to be for graphing the manor. I might be too excited. My bad. That's okay. I appreciate the excitement. I really do. That's why I'm excited for Sunday. I forgot what time I set it for Sunday. Let me look at my own schedule because I don't remember things. Let's see. It's 12 p.m. But for you, it's better to do it later. We will see how that goes on that Sunday because we might do it later or earlier or like in a middle time, like 2 or 4. We'll see. Because I definitely want to do it at a decent time. That's not my button. Where's my buttons? I have too many buttons, guys. They've given me too many buttons. This is technically a second campaign for our original characters we played ages ago. Oh, wow. Congrats. I were playing our original characters and he never figured out some things I did. Oh. Are you the note taker in the group? Is that why? Or is it just because you smart? Is it because you're smart? Are you smart? I mean, you're very smart, but I always find that kind of stuff silly. Because I'm the one who doesn't know what's going on. But might have a friend coming over. I haven't seen in a while. Okay. Nope, that's totally understandable. I appreciate you even thinking about coming, Avery. Like, I really do whenever anybody even thinks about it. I might be working Sunday, and I may not. Not sure. But don't adjust your timeline for my sake. Okay. Well, we will see how Sunday goes, because I have Thursdays off, Saturdays off, Sundays off. And now I go to work I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to go to work. So this is actually, I've been up since 4 today. And I really wanted to talk about the game and like get some feedback from you guys. Because I feel like I really didn't do a whole lot of that with the other games. But I feel like they lend themselves better to group play. And also, by the way, I think I have on my little YouTube channel, I have a poll, and some people did end up. Nope, not you. Oops. Oh, shush. I'm sorry. I'm accidentally double doing it on myself. I need posts. And I'll go back to the music. So I had what kind of merch theme would you like to see from me? So I did these covertly because I don't want to be like, hey, Fallout, hey, let's see, yeah, post-apocalyptic Fallout, magical steampunk, Dishonored, which I freaking adore, and I have too many. I am actually getting the Outsider's mark on my hand at some point. Japanese haunted house with ghosts, that's Fatal Frame. And then cozy, just cozy. But Japanese haunted house with ghosts is winning. So I will probably end up doing Fatal Frame-esque yokai stuff with nope, no commercials. Stuff for the merch, and then the ideas I have are pretty cute. I just have to. Are you not gonna play? You're silly. Okay, I will let you think yourself out. Any moment now. Oh, it's because I'm being silly. But yeah. I am the note taker and I read the book in the DM. And my best friend, he's also screams at me through plot ideas. That's so funny. Yeah, it's usually the note taker that actually knows what's going on, which is why I never know what's going on. Okay, let me go look at it. Boop. I said boop. Thank you. Work. Dang it. Magical steampunk. Okay, so it's 40 40 20. I freaking love Dishonored. Oh my gosh. I so badly love that game. I mean, by the way, they actually have a tabletop game of Dishonored, and I might own a physical copy and a digital copy. So, I don't know how easy it would be to set it up for chat to play, but I love the gameplay mechanics for it because it's basically, oh, give me 1 second, let me grab my book. Do. I know I put you somewhere. All right. So the bookmark in my Dishonored role-playing game book is a Mr. Bubbles card. Because I also freaking love BioShock. So there is... Let me leaf through it. There's this mechanic that is absolutely fun to use. If I can find it. Intrigue is important. So, chaos. Chaos pools are amazing. So basically, different events and things you do. As a group, you can pool chaos pool. Well, duh, it's in the name. But the cool thing about it, I think one of the descriptions in this, it's like, oh no, you're locked in a room. And everybody's like, okay, then we're going to use our chaos pool. We're going to roll and see if there's something else we can do. And it was positive, and they're like, okay, well, you found a creaky board. You can pull up so you can escape. So stuff like that, which I think is such a fun game mechanic because it makes the players have to come together and think through ideas instead of being like just willpowering through with stats. 2 votes, actually. Avery, it changed again. Oh no. I added the chaos by voting. Oh no! Chaos! Alright, let me go see the chaos. What's the chaos? Ghost girls. Okay. Chaos. At some point, I kind of want to do everything, but that is so freaking funny. I love chaos, guys. Thank you. Added to the chaos by voting. Yes, we can have extra chaos to our pool. But yeah, maybe at some point when I am not working full time, I would definitely love to sit down and actually try to make a Dishonored game to play with you guys if you like Dishonored. Because I was also thinking about I might be a Fatal Frame fan. Me too. I own a good portion of the physical copies of the games, including the first one. What merch should I make? All of them. Okay, what should I start with? That is the question. What should I start with? Because I know what kind of merch I'm going to make. And I know where I'm going to go through because I've made merch through them before. Because I have a little art avatar before I became Uri, before I was myself. I had a little cute zombie person that I was. So, which is probably why my name everywhere is You're Undead. But maybe at some point I will do them all. Especially Dishonored stuff. I love Dishonored. Also, the Dishonored book also has a lot of the concept art in it, and it's an official role-playing game book because I was also thinking about possibly I saw a fan made oh gosh, Persona 5. I have the first 2 games. One I played so much it doesn't read anymore. Oh no. See, okay, this is a cute story about my little spotted lion. So when my little spotted lion was like 3, 4, I would sit her in my lap and I would play Fatal Frame and she would point out the ghost for me. Also, actually don't know much about any of those games, but be interesting in merch regardless. Though I did a little Fallout Equestria D&D style game once, and we had a really cool character. That's awesome. Thank you for... I don't know. My brain's like in like gratitude mode. I'm like, yay, happy, happy, happy. Quick rundown of all the games then, because I hyperfixation. So video games are my hyperfixation, especially video games I either like or mechanics I like, because I'm also like most people don't realize this, but like stealth games are like one of my favorite games, like Splinter Cell. Holy crap, or Hitman. Oh my gosh. I love a good stealth game. Anyways, so what do we got? We got Fallout, of course. I've played all Fallouts. Every last Fallout. That includes the mobile games. Except for I have not played the new MMO game because I don't play MMO games because A, my computer sucked. I mean, it's better now. It got better. And I also don't do good with online games like that. I prefer couch co-op. But I can still remember going to my friend's house and playing the original isometric Fallout 1. And I absolutely adore Fallout. Dishonored, there's a lot of reasons why I like the game. The art style, the character direction, the story. Initially, why I became obsessed with it is finding out that they were beta testing the game and they had characters. They had people kept breaking the game. And instead of being like, oh, well, we're going to put up better walls, they're like, oh, how can we add this to the game mechanic? And so there's actually a lot of different ways to actually play the game in either low chaos or high chaos. Fatal Frame is just awesome. It's full of so many amazing Japanese horror references, and it gives that feeling of being stuck in an isolated place and having to barely hold on to your wits while you're surrounded. I love Fatal Frame. And then Cozy. I like Cozy. I wouldn't mind getting the Fallout Equestria D&D style game at some point because I like ponies as well. as I'm super hyper fixating on games I like. As I'm randomly like messing with my Dishonored book. I even own a Dishonored tarot card that oh my gosh, what was it? GameStop back in the day. So what you're saying is I need to play more games. Well, if you want to. I don't think playing games is for everybody. I have some friends who are very disinterested in playing games, but they like watching other people play games. So I say let your heart go with wherever you want. Depends on what you want to play. And also if you're okay with playing older games, cuz I love older games personally. I like newer games, but I just like games. Fatal Frame is totally cozy. Oh my gosh, especially what is it, the Mansion of Sleep or the Manor of Sleep? We could totally go to the Manor of Sleep, guys. Where like you fall asleep and then all the different yeah, that's the third one. I freaking love the third one. There is yet to be one that I didn't really like. Some of them I didn't really click with as much right away, but I could tell you about Sure, you can tell me about her while I also ramble on. I will read it and I will still ramble. I apologize. It has been a very human intrusive day. My crewmates are not humans. They're decent people. Also, my space grubs are not humans. They're decent people. As I'm still messing with my book. But yeah, trying to think what else we really need for the game. I think I have most of the game stuff set up. I definitely want to figure out things a bit better. Also, I have a question for you guys. Should I also like co-stream this on Twitch? Because I see a lot of people doing that, but I'm not completely sure. I mean, I might get more people, but I would rather have people come who want to watch, whether or not they're active in stream, because that's not important to me. But I'd rather people actively actually want to participate or like be here instead of, I don't know, just a quick like. It's hard to explain. I want genuine. I was on Twitter and ugh. So the FEO creator of the Fallout were zebras. My character was both a zebra and a ghoul. Oh, dang. Love video games, but didn't like playing as much. Wasn't great at combat, so she'd get games and make me play them for her to watch. That's so funny. On the zebra ghoul, that sounds really interesting. That'd sound fun to draw. But I like the way let me see if I can show you guys. Fallout 1 ghouls. I literally think that the newer ghouls are way too pretty. And I will show you why. Not that I'm hating on pretty. Oh, that is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Okay. No, I would like you to go away. Oh, well, I don't care if my music goes away. All right. Did the ghoul come up? Okay, cool. Ghoul. This is a ghoul. This is a pretty boy. Oh, I don't want to click on that. But that's what always makes me giggle. Like, even... That's pretty boy. That's a pretty boy material. That's a ghoul. Actually, that's one of the better ghouls. He originally was friends with the guy who became the master, who ended up founding the super mutants. I just realized my brain's like, do. You want some knowledge? I got some knowledge. I prefer YouTube for streaming, but we stream on Twitch with my group, but it's not my account, right? Yeah. Oh, and your friend is how you got into Persona. That's awesome. That's so cool. What kind of combat person was your character, Dan? Your zebra ghoul. Ghoul. All right. I will pop back up my other thing so I can put on noise. YouTube. Give me the cozy bat. Nope, nope. No noise. No commercial noise. I also know a lot of people prefer streaming on Twitch because a lot of them can play music, but I don't know how that really works for VODs. I know there's ways of separating it, and then B, I mean, I don't mind exposing my taste in music, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna be weird about it, just a tad bit. All right. Oh, and then while we're all here, I'm gonna quickly go over. Nope, that's the wrong thing. So I know there was something else I was gonna talk to you guys about when I had people here. Profile. Okay, so Death Mark is gonna be tomorrow at 10 a.m. because I have been asked to exist outside of home. And then Kinseed, I'm honestly gonna try to do a longer game because it's such a cozy, low energy game that I need to actually treat it as such. Like, I need to be okay with not being as talkative. But I'm gonna do that at 10. And then Solo Sunday will be 12-ish. So I just wanted to, just in case if nobody has like the schedule or seen it. There we go. But those are, see, I don't really remember. She was more of a support character. That was her personality. She looked terrifying and mean, and she was a sweetheart. Aw. So I like ghouls. They're cute. You can tell how obsessive I get about certain things, especially, so I have like a list of 10 things that are my hyperfixation, and some of them are like architecture. I'm really obsessed with like city planning and architecture and buildings. That when I made my ghoul character, I actually figured out what her building would look like. I never drew it. I probably should. That she lived in and how she used it as a sniper nest, but also used it as a storefront with humans. So, just 'cause, I guess. So she wouldn't be lonely and wouldn't become a feral ghoul. Ugh. All right. I think we have, I think with these things, I just need to be like also a chat stream because I'm just chatting at this point. I think I have everything done because I'm going to make it look pretty for the game on Sunday. I am going to do the overlay. Do I have anything else for you folks? I don't know. Let me look. Maybe not. I was going to start working on my new model. I was going to even though I love this form, I really have better ideas on how to make everything look better. And then also I'm still gonna have my little spacesuit, but I'm gonna have like comfy clothes and other clothes. I may or may not be wearing either like Heather Mason's outfit or like somebody else that I really like's outfit, just cause I don't think I really have a whole bunch. I know somebody said something about like maybe making stickers of some past Solo Sunday games, and I might do that too. I am going to be taking off like 2 weeks of work so I can do stuff. Missing an ear, a chunk literally missing from her cutie mark, which implied she was a nurse. Scars that blend with her stripes along the coat, and a bottom jaw that could sometimes fall off. That's funny. But that definitely sounds like a ghoul. But yeah. Trying to think what else. Because I definitely wouldn't mind doing this as a... Is it this one? Or this one? It's this one. Because I still love this picture that I did. And then I think after a few more games, we might just go back to this. Because that was such a fun, low-energy game. The Squeaky Toy Picnic. And my friend who's a butt face. I mean, they're a good person, but they're busy. They have a job. Boo. Boo, I say. So I think, like I said, this is going to be a very short stream. I think this is going to be it. I just wanted to talk through things because sometimes it's easier. And then I get picnic day. Yeah, you remember? Mist Mare. Also, that is adorable. Yay. Yeah. So maybe some stickers of that, and then we can play more of the that game because I really enjoyed that game. And it definitely lends itself to like more activity. How dare they have a live? I know, right? So freaking rude. So rude. Also, when I do make merch, I'm gonna try to vary my gender on everything just to let everybody know. I prefer all gender or multi-gendered. So, though I am playing around with some new hairstyles that I think will be really cute, especially when, what's that called? When like doing merch and stuff. So I might have some like alternative hair. I'm still gonna have that vacant style stare. Notice the resemblance? I think it's funny. All right. Well, I guess, like I said, I've been up for some time. Life? What is life? Can I just exist and not have a life? I agree. Oh my gosh. Though, my job is important. Yeah. I mean, somebody else can do it with some training. But I'm doing it, gosh darn it. I just wish it didn't take up so much of my life. Though I do love it, and I do love the people I work with. I just wish I had a little bit more time for streaming and making art and making games. I said ew gender, though I absolutely Torn's mask. Yep. Respect. And also, I don't really care. There is no misgendering me because I don't care, and I'm all gender, not all gender, or agendered, but I know what I mean. I swear I know what I mean. Actually, let's change my gender real quick. And boop, boobs. I got them. Though I think on my next model, I am gonna be like muscular major pecs, regular lean pecs, and then these regular boobies, and then boobs. Just cause I think it'd be funny. And then like maybe make a drag queen outfit to go with it. Be like Elvira kind of drag queen. I think that'd be fun. All right. Well, I probably should sleep because sleep has eluded me for some time since I've been up since 4. As my eye slowly twitches. All right. Dan, thank you so much for coming. And Avery, thank you so much as well. I will definitely be back here tomorrow at about 10. The house should be empty. The spaceship. Oh my god, my eye's being weird. Empty. So it's me, Uri Nayum, and I'll see you guys on the other side. My eyes are silly. Bye.